This one decision could shape your entire career. You've probably heard this before. You need an agent to make it. Or maybe it was a good manager can take your career to the next level. But if you're like most voice actors, you're left asking, what? What's the difference between the two? And more importantly, do I need either of them? Or both? Maybe just one? Which one? Getting represented can open doors, but it can also lead to confusion and frustration, or maybe even worse, a legal mess you never saw coming. In this post today, right here, we're breaking down the differences between managers and agents, the legal and business implications of working with each, and how to make the right decision for where you are right now in your voiceover career. If you've ever Googled talent agent versus talent manager, do voice actors need an agent, or what does a VO manager actually do, and you still have questions, then this video is for you. Let's clear it all up right now. If you don't get all this on the first pass, I've got a free checklist for you. It's called the Voice Actors Representation Checklist. It is free, and you can get that now. Put the link in the description and show notes below. Now, most voice actors don't grow up learning about the ins and outs of entertainment law, procurement regulations, or the inner workings of a talent rep organization. So when somebody reaches out to you offering exclusive rosters and bigger voiceover jobs, you're left on your own to try and figure out whether they're an agent, whether they're a manager, or whether they're just somebody that's cosplaying. And if you're a freelancer in non-union voiceover, man, it gets even blurrier. Some agents act like managers, some managers act like agents, and before you know it, you're agreeing to a 20% commission with somebody who is procuring work, and you don't even know if they're legally qualified to do that. This is exactly where my ultimate guide to agents versus managers comes in, but first, let me give you the quick overview. All right, what does a talent agent do? A talent agent legally is someone who is licensed to procure you work, meaning get you auditions, either by submitting you to casting calls with casting directors or pitching you directly to their clients and producers. Some key traits to look for. They're legally allowed to submit you for work, what we call procurement, in most states. They usually work on commission. 10% is the norm for union. Up to 20% can be the normal for non-union work. They likely have access to breakdowns and sides, auditions, and rosters that you cannot access on your own, hence the reason for a good agent. But talent agents do not typically manage your long-term business strategy. Agents are more transactional. Their focus is on the bookings. They pitch you, you audition, you book, or you don't. They take their cut or they don't. But here's where it gets a little slippery. In some states, agents have to hold a state license. They have to be a licensed agent. And in union markets, which is just about anywhere these days, if they're going to represent union talent, they have to be franchised by SAG-AFTRA in order to do that legally. If they don't have those credentials, they are legally not allowed to procure work for you or negotiate on your behalf. So what does a talent manager do? A talent manager is usually not allowed to submit you for work, to procure work for you, unless they're a licensed agent or they operate in a state with much more relaxed laws. The key traits here, they focus on guidance, on branding, and over your long-term business strategy. They may help with marketing, with training decisions, with positioning. They can introduce you to clients and casting directors and producers, but in many states, they're not allowed to procure you work. That is, send you auditions. Managers typically focus on the big picture of your career. They may help you plan and pivot and work out your place in the marketplace. Their job is not to get you booked. Their job is to shape the kind of voiceover business that you're building. And this is where things can get a little murky. In the real world, in practice, a lot of agents act like managers, and a lot of managers sort of take on the roles of an agent. And if you're non-union, the lines can get blurry as hell. And that's why it's important not just to know what the rep says they can do for you, but what they're legally allowed to do for you in your state. So for example, in California, managers who are not licensed agents who procure you work, that is, get you auditions, are doing so against the law. That includes emailing or reaching out to producers on your behalf. In New York, on the other hand, the law is a little looser. Managers can procure work for you without a license, but contracts and fees are still highly regulated. You may have heard this term right to work. In right-to-work states like Texas or Georgia or where I am in Virginia, the rules are less clear. You might not need union affiliation or a rep at all. Did I just turn British there? At all? If you don't understand your local laws, you may end up in a business relationship which is either illegal or unenforceable in court. While we're here, let's break down a few myths I constantly see in the Facebook groups and the forums and what have you. Number one, managers give me more personalized attention. Sometimes true, not always. Sometimes managers sign dozens and dozens of talent and do very little hands-on work. Agents are old school. Everything's online now. Guys, there is still a huge tier of work that does not rely on pay-to-plays and does not rely on social media. Many clients still go straight to agencies. Well, you need a manager and an agent if you're really serious about your career. Not necessarily. There's a lot of high-earning voice actors that work with one or the other. A manager can get you an agent. Sometimes yes, but not always. The point is, don't ever sign with a manager just as a means to solely get an agent. So when do you want an agent? An agent may make sense for you if you want access to auditions and opportunities that you can't get on your own. If you're already booking steadily and you want access to higher tier work, if you maybe want to join the union and access union opportunities and you're not in a right to work state, or if you've been marketing yourself like a dog and you've just maxed out your pipeline. An agent can absolutely be a powerful asset, a positive influence when your career is already in motion. Okay, so when do you want a manager? A manager often makes sense if you, for instance, feel overwhelmed with career choices and need some guidance. If you need guidance on what genres or niches you want to get into, on your demos, on your strategic direction. If you're looking to grow your visibility and your brand, maybe even before you reach out to an agent. Or, for example, you're just looking for somebody to help you sort of chart the roadmap for the next year of your career. And when you might not need either a talent agent or a talent manager. If you're still early in your VO career, you probably don't need either yet. If you're at that stage, focus on training and on building your skills. Focus on building a strong website and a strong online presence. Learn direct marketing and cold outreach so that you can market yourself directly. And finally, when you've been trained, create those pro-level demos that convert people that are coming to your website into customers. Reps work best when you've already built momentum, guys. They don't want to work with unproven talent. Can you blame them? So until you're proven, build your foundation. Now let's discuss the legal side that nobody talks about. Your representation agreement, whether it's with a talent manager or a talent agent, is a legal contract. It's not a mentorship. It's not a handshake. It's a legal document that sets the terms for how you guys work together, what they're legally allowed to do for you, and how they get paid. So you've got some questions to ask before you sign with anybody. Ask them right up front. Are they licensed? Are they franchised? What's the commission structure? Is this relationship exclusive? How do you terminate the agreement? How do you get out if you need to or want to? And are they legally allowed to negotiate for you in your state? I'm willing to guess that 99% of voice actors never ask these questions. And that is how they end up in toxic, unproductive, or illegal agreements. Now, the ultimate guide to agents versus managers includes a legal glossary, and it also includes even a template pack if you're going to turn down representation, how to do that without burning bridges. Let's talk about red flags to watch out for. Here are some common warning signs. If a rep asks for upfront fees, if they offer guaranteed bookings, if they're shifty on or avoiding questions about commissions and licensing, if they push you to sign right now, if they push you to sign fast, and if they push back on you reviewing or having the contract reviewed by a lawyer. If something feels off, pause, call a timeout. Any legit rep is happy to answer your questions and give you time to think it over. Now, you still may be unsure, even after having watched this, whether you want to pursue an agent or a manager. That's the reason I created the ultimate guide to agents versus managers for voice actors. Inside, you'll get a complete breakdown of state laws, state by state, around representation and procurement. You get a clear summary of what agents and managers are legally allowed to do. You get that contract glossary with real legal definitions of actual legal terms. You get a green and a red flag checklist, both. And as we mentioned, you get scripts to use if you're declining representation, because you may be declining for a very valid reason, but you may want to keep a relationship open. Understanding your career options is more than just a representation move. It's a business decision, guys, and your business deserves to be protected. The right rep can absolutely elevate your career, but on the other hand, the wrong one can absolutely derail it. But no matter how skilled, no matter how good they are, nobody should know your business better than you. When you learn a little bit about the legal landscape, and when you ask the right questions, and you take ownership of your career direction, then you step into every conversation with a rep from a perspective of power. Lead your business, learn your options, and when the right rep shows up, you'll know exactly what to do next. Don't forget to grab the checklist. It's free. Again, the link is in the description and show notes below. It's your representation checklist, a free download. And check out the ultimate guide to agents versus managers. I'll put that link in the description and show notes as well. If you got value from this video, if you know other voice actors who are confused about representation, send this video to them and try and help them. The more information we get out into the community, the better, stronger industry we have for everybody. Thanks so much for your support, and we'll see you back here again real soon.